What's up, meatbags? It's the often imitated, never duplicated Hollywood Frog Tony, chosen one of CG, Chicano Stanley. And I am here with depressing news because it seems that Vito has missed the memo that we all agreed on, that 3D assets dragged and dropped into comic books and or the use of AI art is a no-go. But it seems like Vito is going to buck the trend. He's going to do exactly what he accused Eric July of doing, with no regard for you, with no regard for his backers, with no regard for Comicsgate, and all the principles that we uphold. But guys, before we dive deep into this, I want to ask you to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and of course, share this with all your friends. They're going to want to know, and you're going to want to stay in the know as we review these super killer leaks. But this is just a little preview of it because we're just going to talk about a specific thing that I noticed in these. So this here is a panel from the super killer leaks that I got a hold of. As you can see, it is page 59. Now, Vito's drawings are these squiggles here, these squiggles here, and these squiggles here. But as you notice, there's a very intricate design in the middle here. It's very, very impressive. I mean, if Vito had drawn this by hand, he would be a great artist. He wouldn't need to get an artist to draw his comic book. But no, sadly, it is clear that this is either AI art or something that he dragged and dropped and used some AI assistants to sort of change it a little to fit his needs. Guys, this right here proves beyond a shadow of a doubt that Vito is taking the easy way out. Now, the question is, will his artist use this as some sort of template and draw over it, change it, manipulate it in some way to try to make it his own? Will he completely disregard this and is this sort of a style guide? Hey, this is the sort of look I'm going for, but don't actually use this background. Or perhaps Vito is going to send him the actual background that he used before he put the squiggles in, and then just have his artist put actual pictures of, Beck, the robot, Super Killer. We won't know that, and the only way we will know that is when Super Killer finally releases, eventually in sometime in 2029 or something like that. But I'm showing you this now, and I'm making this speculation because if I don't, and then Vito can always say that it's not true, right? He could pass this off, and when people go, hey, this is AI art, he goes, no, it's not AI art. My artist drew it, blah, 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 blah. He can make excuses. He could lie and deny, but we have proof. It existed as some sort of asset here in these leaked documents, right? Now, that's one of the good things about leaks, right? Because you can catch these little things that they do, that they try to sneak by us, right? And so we'll eventually figure out, we'll eventually find out, is this going to be used in the final product? I think it was. I think the plan was to use this to speed up the process, right? To make that final product just a little bit better. Now, this is also part of the leaked documents. As you can see, it's page 55. And again, this is highly impressive. But I got to ask, did the artist draw this? Did the artist painstakingly draw all of this by hand? Or again, is this the use of 3D assets? Is this the use of AI art? Now, this is a final quote-unquote panel, right? This has been done by the artist. It's been signed. It's all sealed and delivered. So we didn't see the preview. We didn't see the Vito sketches that were sent to the artist. So we don't know if these pictures, these images were sent to the artist and he added some shading, added the actual characters that needed to be added, the super killers and whatnot. Obviously, this isn't the full page. Gonna have to wait till we hit that goal and I can go ahead and review the whole comic. But again, this shows that something's being used. I do not believe that this was done by hand by his artist. I think this was AI assisted and or a 3D asset set that was dragged and dropped. We won't be able to prove it until, again, we get the final comic. Because if that other panel is not changed, if the first thing that I showed you is not altered, then we can assume that that was the exact same process they used for this panel, right? They used some AI art, they used some 3D assets, nice background, real professional, and then Vito's artist just came in and drew the couple of characters he needed in the foreground, and they called it a day. Now, what do you think? Do you think Vito's going to be using 3D assets? Do you think the artist is going to use this as a guide to help him in his creative journey? Or do you think they're going to take some shortcuts? Do you think they're going to go ahead and essentially scam the audience, much like we accused Eric July of scamming the audience by using 3D assets? I think this is a big hit. This is a big hit to the credibility of Vito Gesualdi. But guys, you know, it had to be done. It had to be talked about, right? We can't sweep these kind of things under the rug. We can't pretend like they didn't happen. Leaks happen all the time. We talk about Hollywood leaks. We talk about book leaks and movie leaks and TV show leaks. Your book got leaked, Vito, and I'm sorry to say, it's something people want to know about. It's something we should talk about. And by looking over it, it is very clear that it is a distinct possibility that some sort of AI or 3D asset trickery is being used. But that's just my opinion for legal purposes. What do you guys think in the comments? Is Vito using AI? Is Vito using 3D assets? Is he using a combination of the two? Or is everything being drawn by hand? And what we saw with the unfinished panel, with the very finished background, but the unfinished foreground, was that just a template? Was that just a preview of what's going to come, you know, so as artists can understand what the perspective and everything is? I don't think so. You might. Let me know in the comments. But as always, love, peace, booty grease. We out this bitch.